Today, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to get started into sneaker reselling. The reason I'm doing this is because a lot of you guys have been asking me lately on my DMs because they've been flooded with questions about reselling. So I'm going to answer them all today. Now, I did make a video a while ago. That video hit 14,000 views and it's starting to go up a little bit now. I guess people are starting to view it. But yeah, it's right here. It's at 14,000 views and it did really well. However, today I'm going to be going a little more in depth because reselling back then is not the same now because it kind of changed. You know, last year you could go to a store, enter a raffle, and if you win Yeezys for retail, you could buy 750s for $350, and you know you can flip them for about $1,500. And I'm referring to the gray gums because that's how I got started. Much harder to get started now because you don't really have that option. Adidas is making things in bigger quantities, and Adidas is really the main only resale type of market now because Nike's been absolutely nothing short of terrible lately. Adidas has been making Yeezys in way more produced quantities simply because it looks like they want to keep Kanye on contract and they want to keep him there. And if he wants to keep Yeezys kind of widespread, that's what they're going to do until his contract is up. So that's what it looks like they're doing. That's kind of why they're producing the Yeezys. That's my explanation on it. And because of this, resale is dead. Like, I've seen some cream V2s going for around $350. Like, I'm not even joking. $350 for a Yeezy. Back then, any normal person would call that fake. They would call the shoe fake. Just want to put that out there. So yeah, it's getting really cheap. The Zebras are relatively cheap to around $500. And again, when I say cheap, I'm referring to Yeezy prices. Zebras are around like $500 right now, $550. They're gonna go up soon simply because they're a zebra. It's a very coveted colorway. And zebras actually were not made in the largest quantity. People were saying they were, but they were all wrong. There was only around 25,000 pairs. If you want to put that in perspective, it's close to about the Beluga. So it's kind of like, that's kind of why the resale has been alright. That's exactly what happened. There was only about 25,000 pairs. And I'm referring to Adidas US. So since there's only 25,000 pairs, the resale is going to be not terrible. The creams, however, there was close to 40,000 pairs. So that's nearly close to double the zebras. So that's why the resale is absolutely terrible. Now, people are saying to invest money into cream V2s because they think they're going to go up. It looks like that's going to take a while, and that's because of the stock. So I've been rambling on about these Yeezys. Yeah, let's tell you guys how to get started. So first thing you want to do is you want to have your parents, because I'm assuming you guys are around my age or younger, you guys are going to want to get a PayPal account. Now, make sure you get this PayPal verified by your parents, which means they have to like enter an ID. I think their social security number as well. You have to put that in to your PayPal, and you want to get it verified. Reason being, if your PayPal is not verified, it's going to be very hard to take invoice transactions. They can ban you very easily, and if it's not verified and you have your name in there and it's not your parents, it's not under your parents, they could ban you for life. So you want to get it verified by your parents because you have to be 18. So once you have a verified PayPal account, that's your way of sending and taking payments. Or there are a bunch of smaller apps like Google Wallet is a good one that just came out. There's Square Cash, which I like to use a lot. However, I don't recommend doing it that much because it's very easy to charge back on them. There is Venmo, but it's very easy to get scammed on there too. I recommend using PayPal Invoice. However, there is a risk that people can file a claim and charge back. So you gotta be ready for that because there's a possibility that will happen. I've personally been scammed on PayPal Invoice, so you have to be ready for any type of those situations where they're gonna file a claim and try to pull the bait on you. They're gonna try and do that. People like to do that a lot, and they're gonna try and finesse. So you guys always have to be ready for that to happen. But again, the safest way, because there isn't a full safe way, is through PayPal Invoice. You know, secondary marketplaces I'm gonna talk about right now. You can use StockX, which I prefer over Goat. However, Goat is a good marketplace, but they bitch a lot and they're very picky. So you just want to be ready for them to be picky with your shoes. If there's a small flaw, they're gonna mark it and they're gonna try and charge you a fee for it. So you gotta be ready for that because it happens a lot where they will find a small flaw. That's happened to me. They'll find a small flaw and they're going to mark it down and try to charge you a fee for it because it's not the original shoe. So you got to be ready for Goat's transaction. They bitch a lot, so you got to be ready for them. StockX doesn't bitch because they allow tried-on shoes to be sent through. So if there's a small flaw like that, they normally don't bitch about it because they allow tried-on shoes. Now, a lot of people don't know this. They only think they sell DS. If you try on your shoes and they're in tried-on condition, you can actually sell them on StockX. Again, people have tried to do V1s on there. V1s, the thing is, if you try them on outside, it's a possibility the paint's gonna rub off. So I don't know how that would work for V1s. I think they would consider that as worn, but you know, tried on, you're allowed to try them on. So that's the secondary marketplaces you can resell your shoes on. In my opinion, those are the best. You can also use Facebook groups, which I'm in a lot. Maybe some of you guys know me from Facebook. That's how I got started. I started selling on there through PayPal Invoice, and eventually it got to a time where I started reselling really frequently. I started making a lot of money, and then I started getting scammed because of the people charging back, so you gotta be ready for it. However, I do have a luxury where a lot of people know that I am like a legit seller on Facebook. So I have the luxury where they will actually give me money, or they will pay through Google Wallet, Square Cash, and in which they have no protection, but they know I'm legit, so I'm gonna fulfill the transaction. So that does happen a lot, which I like to do now, because I always get a little bit freaked out with these PayPal transactions, because what the sellers or the actual buyers do, they always try to pull the bait and switch. So you got to be ready for that. So also, one thing I actually have is a bank account. Your parents can make you one under their name if you're under 16. If you are 16, you can have it actually under your name. A bank account you can go to, I reckon Huntington. I use Huntington a lot. Basically, you go to there, you make a bank. It's like $5 a month for mine, and you can put cash in there, have a bank account ready, and it's really easy to manage cash through there. I also do have a MasterCard, so it's easy to do transactions in person as well. Plus, you have a safe place to leave your cash. Honestly, I don't like leaving it around the house because I have the risk of, you know, my family taking it. My brother likes to do that. But I like to have my money in my account just to leave it there, because it's great to have a secondary place instead of like your room. I like keeping my money in a bank account, and I do have a MasterCard as well, which is great for when you're trying to purchase things online. So I do recommend getting a bank account. To get shoes for retail, because that's kind of your one kind of channel for reselling, there's always a few. You always want to go to as many stores in your area, because a lot of people, believe it or not, are too lazy to actually go to the stores. So there's a decent chance you're going to win a raffle. So if there's any raffles around you in your area, a lot of people are really lazy to go to in-store raffles. If you're not lazy, there's actually a chance you can win. Multiple of my friends won a zebra down in Canton, so I'm actually going to enter down in Canton. That's the only place near me that really does raffles often. You want to enter as many raffles to increase your chances. Online, you can stay up all night to try and get those releases. I don't recommend it, because the stores that release all night normally have a very small stock. Normally, Adidas US is going to be your best chance. And, you know, sometimes there's always ways to get around the splash page. You know, if you join the Sneaker Bible, they always have the Slack chat, and people are always finding ways to finesse the splash page. They always get through. They find ways to, like, change the cookies, the settings of the page, stuff like that. Well, maybe not that, but they're able to get through constantly, and they're able to cook. So one thing I do want to explain is, do not waste your money on bots. I did make a video a while ago representing Soul Slayer bot. I don't recommend buying it. I don't recommend buying any bots anyways, because I personally lost around $1,200, and that's mainly because of proxies. Basically, bots, they're basically computer program that is made by these developers who know specific ways to get certain things from the site and try to bypass things and get the shoes. So basically, bots, they can lose you a lot of money. I've personally been one of those people who have lost a lot of money from it. I've lost around $1,300 in the past 2 Yeezy releases because of it. And that's really just because my proxies got banned often. These sites are getting better and better and better identifying these bots, and they're getting banned often. I'm personally banned for life on Supreme, so I can't really go for Supreme drops, honestly, because my IP's it's banned. I'll have to get another IP address. We get one every couple years, so I'll start going for Supreme in a couple years. Always use proxies if you're ever going to use bots. Again, I don't recommend it, because there's a very high chance you can lose money. Again, I use some of the best proxies. There's always flaws that can happen. Your card can get declined, and again, you know, the proxies work, but your card's declined, so you make nothing. The proxies get banned, which is the proxy provider's fault, and you just lost money on proxies. Personally, I've only gotten 2 pairs of Yeezys with the bot, and I've lost $1,200, so I lost a good amount of profit. That's just from losses, so it's really hard to recover from that, especially if you're starting up. So again, I don't recommend buying bots. I want to tell you guys this now, because a lot of you guys DM me asking about bots. I don't recommend bots. You shouldn't buy them. Don't waste your money. They're expensive as is, and then you have to buy things to add on to them. So I don't recommend bots at all. You know, going to these stores and trying to enter raffles and stuff, I think it's a better idea. it's probably a better chance than bots. They always say it increases your chances, but there's always something that can happen along the lines when using a bot, so I don't recommend it. So there are things called online raffles. There's stores such as End, you know, there's Sneakers and Stuff does it a lot, but their raffle was absolutely terrible. There was some other stores I don't even know, but there was a ton of stores that did online raffles that you could have entered. Again, very small chance you're gonna actually win these, but I do recommend entering just in case you get lucky. Again, when something's online, people aren't necessarily as lazy, so they're gonna be going for it. It's a chance, but again, somewhere like End is gonna have an extremely small stock, such as stores like Sneakers and Stuff won't have the greatest stock. That's pretty much my tips on reselling. There's a few more I could say, like, you know, make sure you guys are very detailed in your descriptions before I do in this video. Make sure you guys know that. Being detailed in your descriptions, you have to not mess up. I was in a situation a couple months ago where I sent a kid a pair of 1 out of 1,000 Key to the City NMDs, and what I accidentally did was I put they have a receipt in the invoice, but I said they had no receipt on the actual post I posted on Twitter. So he ended up trying to get his money back. So what he did, he realized that the shoes, he kind of overpaid for the shoes. So what he tried to do is he was successful in it because I didn't send a receipt, sent me the shoes back, and he successfully got his money back. Again, he overpaid for the shoes. He realized that once he got them because he was trying to flip them. So he realized that he overpaid and was trying to finesse. Again, that will happen sometimes. So you want to be extremely detailed in your descriptions so they can't bitch about little flaws that they have. And he literally told me after, he was just doing this to get his money back. So you may be stuck in that same situation I was in. You want to be very detailed in your descriptions. But yeah, that will be pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know anything, any questions you have down below. Again, don't use bots, guys. I'm saying this right now. Save your money. Go in the description below and let me know if you guys have any questions. Comment down below any constructive feedback, any other feedback you guys have. Make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram. Pop tag right here, you know, right here. I probably had one in the beginning, but go follow me. We just hit 1,000 followers on clesneak, so thank you guys so much. We're going up, and let's see until we hit 10K. You know, that's our next milestone. But also make sure you guys add me on Snapchat. That's one of the most important things you gotta add me on. @MattMyers30. That's basically my username for all my social media. I really would appreciate if you guys can go follow me on there. I also do post a lot of things for sale on that clesneak account, so go and follow it. And I appreciate all the love and support. 6.5K we're about to hit, so thank you guys so much. It's been your boy clesneak.